Can you imagine maybe staying at home, writing music, and not be part of traveling and this society?
Well, I didn't travel much this year at all. That was part of the reason why. I was just thinking it all through, you know. But
can you imagine just staying at your own environment at home and just
staying in the city,
staying in the city, making your music and put it forward on the internet, television, and say, well, this is my contribution. Is not to travel, but to write music, and maybe people be aware through my music what I think, and maybe they feel the same way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a solution right now. I don't know if that's my solution. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
It's something that's still evolving for me. You know, I think a lot of it isn't. I mean, there are a lot of practical issues like what you're talking about, and that have been in the forefront of my mind. But there's also sort of it's like something about the evolution, my psychic evolution, in dealing with this stuff. That is what I'm putting forward in a way. It's just, and about my process in dealing with it. That is the focus of this book and record especially.
Can you say that? Maybe you feel now in how far are you in your process?
I just feel like I'm in the middle of it. I don't think I've come to any conclusions. I don't think, you know, I think there's so much more to be revealed. You know, we're just at the beginning of this cycle now. You know, we didn't come to any consensus in Copenhagen. You know, none of our governments are taking enough action. You know, I mean, in terms of practically speaking, we haven't. We're just at the tip. We're just at the very beginning of it. You know, I mean, who knows where this is going to lead us? You know, I'm just engaging in the process. You know, I just want to be present. I want to be aware. I want to try to be as present as I can be for the process. And there's a lot of imagery in my book of the moment when the Western influence invaded the Americas, you know, and you just think about it from their perspective, you know. You think about like what they thought the future held for America when Europeans landed on their shores. Could they have imagined what America looked like in 200 years' time? You know, could they have imagined what the natural landscape would resemble? Could they imagine the way California would turn out? You know, I mean, it's almost inconceivable. I think the future is almost inconceivable to us.
Can you say that there was a question that I have. You were saying, well, within Native Americans, transgender people have a special place. That's what you were saying. What do you feel then about Native Americans? Do you think they need to be more in the forefront? They need to be respected more. They need to.
Yeah, I feel like I've gone increasingly. I've researched Indigenous and Native American cultures because they are such a source of inspiration in the way that they approach things. You know, I mean, they have this thing where it's called 7 generations, where if you can't foresee a positive outcome of an action that you take now on 7 generations of children, then you shouldn't take the action. You know, ideas like that are so fundamental to their approach to not wanting to disturb the balance of nature and realizing that they could have a negative impact on the environment. You know, that they need to tread softly on the face of the earth because it's precious. You know, ideas like that are just so alien to us. You know, especially alien to the structure of our economy. You know, the structure of capitalism, and they often circle like more feminine systems for spirituality, like more earth-based systems of spirituality, where they feel that spirit is reflected in all manifest things, as opposed to Christian patriarchal theologies that sought to divorce us from the earth and divorce us from the feminine and focus our attention on a heaven elsewhere and on the source of spirituality from somewhere else, from heaven or from the afterlife, or that the earth was just a pile of resources to be utilized during our short stay here, and then when we were transported to a heaven elsewhere. I mean, those are the philosophies at the root of all of our systems of governance and our religious and all of the dominant religious systems that work on the earth today. And at least half of America believes that there's going to be an apocalypse within 50 years, and that they're all going to be saved and go off to heaven. I mean, and all the Muslims think the same thing, and even the Buddhists are trying to detach from the earth and go to nirvana. And there's not all of these male spirit systems are reaching away from the earth, are reaching away from a sense that the manifest world is the spiritual world, and is a creative world. It has a diamond-like property, a magical property, and not only that, but it's our source, and it's the source of all living things, and the source of our mythology and of our spiritual ideas. That without the earth, without the creative manifest world, we wouldn't even exist. And I mean, that's obvious. Rationally, that's obvious, and yet our society are all structured around systems that have been founded on the basis of these other ideas.